the warrant. We set her up. I then obviously had a phone call with her after that. Actually, 4 phone calls. She called me 4 times while we were waiting to see if it got signed or not from a judge. And I filled her in just with extensive details of why the raid warrant was signed and what was being looked for in it. So I tried to go out of my way, to be quite honest, to tell her what was going to be in the raid warrant that which I have already sent to her before she was released, by the way. So she has a copy of the warrant, she has a copy of the raid receipt, she has everything she legally needs in that regard.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Sorry. I just wondered, when did she get the search warrant? Was that today or was that before today?
So I sent it to her before she was released from prison.
When was that?
She was released about an hour and a half to 2 hours ago when she gave us a call when she woke up again.
When did the raid happen?
Probably, I'm going to say 3 hours ago.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So just to clarify, she was raided before she was presented with the warrant.
She was on a 24-hour hold, so she was in prison, so there was no way to present her with a warrant.
I mean, okay.
We're just trying to understand the timing of it for another situation. Sure. Which I'll dive more into in a sec, but it's yeah, just trying to get the timeline. So for clarification, she had the warrant before the raid happened, correct?
We had the raid warrant with us. She wasn't on scene because she was up in jail sleeping before she was released. So as soon as we had finished the raid, I sent a copy of the raid warrant to her phone so that when she got out of jail, she had a copy of it as well with a raid receipt.
Okay. Oh, wait, just to say your timing on that isn't under question. It's for something else, which I'll talk about.
Yeah, sure, no problems.
There is something under question. Did you apply for delayed notice?
No, because we had her in custody at the time, and we were expecting to get the raid to go through in a timely manner. I waited around on duty personally 5 hours, which was 3 hours after I'm normally on duty, and yeah, obviously it got signed when I was asleep.
Great. So obviously that's an issue, because you know, unless you have delayed notice signed from a judge, then they have to be presented with the warrant before you can search, and that didn't happen. Which I'm sure you're aware is a violation of Rue's Fourth Amendment. Night search wasn't needed, given that she was already in custody technically. But yeah, the delayed notice, that's an issue. So then the raid happened. What I'm hearing from Edbert was that, I guess, so you were searching Edbert's garage, is that right?
No, so we were looking around. So do you want to pull up the report? I can show you. There's a photo that I was given by Jigs. So Jigs wasn't here today. Last night he was involved in the arrest, essentially, with me and Jana Bauer. The three of us worked on getting the search warrant created. Jigs went and locked down the properties, and I got him to send me the locations of where all the vehicles were located, including map locations. So, you know, he did the find out where the specific garages would have been located. So I've got those all in the report. There are 4 locations. One was in the Billabong, which was, as you go in the Billabong, between 3 and 4 houses down in that area.
And this was
looked in that area.
So just to clarify, you checked with the guys at the courthouse about where her vehicles were.
Exactly, yes, and they told us there was a vehicle parked down there.
And then the properties were locked down, so you just expected the vehicle to be in there, is that right?
That's correct. Now, once again, Jigs wasn't here today, so I can't actually ask him if he went down to the Billabong to lock it down.
Right.
I do know that with vehicles, I've been told, Nova told us yesterday, you'd have to go specifically down to the
actual
garages for it. So he didn't ask for backup to go to the Billabong. So it is my assumption, based on it not being there, that he didn't go specifically into the Billabong by himself to lock it down.
Okay, that's not a big issue. That's not like a big thing. Okay, so you did, like, when you were down there, you were looking for her vehicles in those garages, right? Or that?
Yeah, we were looking
specific.
to see if there was any cars parked in the garage areas, and there was nothing that matched the description of what her vehicle would be.
Okay, so then the complaint I'm getting from Edbert is, I guess you were rummaging around in one of his garages to look for her vehicle, and then he didn't get the response that he wanted. So did he come speak to you?
He gave me a phone call. So just for reference, there was one BBMC member down there. They were not in the vicinity of being able to see us doing anything in the Billabong. Just so you're aware of that, there was, I believe it was called Aubrey Adams was the lady who was down there.
Yeah.
She was located originally in the Billabong. She was thinking deeply about something, and then I believe she relocated to the beach side. So she saw us down there, but she didn't actually see us rummaging through anything. Anyway, apart from that, we kept looking around. We couldn't see anything, so we left the area after about 5 minutes when we couldn't locate anything.
Okay, and what did Edbert say on the phone?
So Edbert called me on the phone. That was after he called Beric to ask for my number. I asked Beric if it was wise for me to talk to him because, quite frankly, in my opinion, and this is my opinion alone, I'm not in a position of power, I don't think there was anything to gain from that phone call. I was never going to appease what they wanted. So it ended up with him asking why I was in his Billabong. I said, well, I was down there to serve a search warrant. We were looking for a vehicle. It wasn't there. He said, why didn't we call? I said, we're the police. We have a search warrant. With all due respect, sir, we don't need to call you. I would say that to any gang member with the utmost respect, but the fact is we are the police and we don't owe them anything in that regard. We can show them respect, but we do not need to give them the phone call because the last time we were down there, they did shoot us. And I did tell him that, so I'm not going to let them prepare to shoot us, especially on a search warrant. He then simply replied and said he was going to shit on my chest, and he would also put several bullets in my head.
Bit foul.
Yes, and then he hung up the phone. Didn't allow me to even have a reply to that. So I put out a warrant for his arrest for criminal threats. And that's all in the report of what he said as well. So that's in there in the warrant for arrest that's currently up.
Okay. And that's all that was said on the phone call?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, small back and forth. At the end of the day, it was, just him trying to say we shouldn't have been down there. Me saying, I'm a police officer, I'm serving a search warrant. And him saying, you should have told us you were coming down there. That is our location. We own this. You don't go down there without us telling you.
Yeah. Okay. Beric, is this all ending up in the minute? You got anything to add?
So far, yeah.
Just so you're aware, Kieran Harvey, who is off duty now, he was standing next to me for that whole conversation. So I'm more than happy for you to hear at least the one side that came from my mouth. He will be able to recant word for word what I said, I believe.
Okay.
So the only thing I'll add is that Edbert told me that he wasn't upset that we were down there because it's air quotations our job, and that he was upset that we did not tell or notify anybody that what had transpired upon leaving.
Okay.
Are they used to being given that kind of information? Or something?
I have no idea.
There's a lot of seems like a lot of entitlement, but I'm unsure if that entitlement exists because we've given it to them before or because they expect us to actually do that. It's tough.
Yeah, I don't know. They're I want to say they're not really, when it comes to shit like this, like raids and stuff like that, they're never really touched during like this time of day. Things like this don't really usually happen down there.
Okay.
Reason to previously.
All right, and then what
just
happened?
So you're aware, this was my first raid I've ever conducted. Just so you're aware. So I understand that if I've made mistakes, I just wanted to be aware that I'm willing to learn from stuff as well.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for that. To be honest, by the way it's written, it didn't seem like your first one, so that's why I didn't assume it. So what happened after that? Like since then, how have things escalated?
From what I've been told, they've been going up to other officers saying, is Alberto Chura in that vehicle? They've been, I would say they put up at least 10 vehicles in that time. I personally have been riding with Kieran Harvey, who just went off duty. We haven't been approached by the BBMC, so we've been a little bit lucky. But I would imagine that if they put up beside us, they're going to shoot me and they have a hunting party out for me, to be quite honest.
Okay.
They haven't harmed any other officer. They're clearly looking for me alone by the sounds of it.
Okay. Sure, I'm going to ask you a very simple question, and I hope you can give me a straight and simple answer. What's these tweets about that you sent out?
The fishing one and the one up north.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the fishing tournament email had gone out, so I put out an email saying a tweet saying nice night to go fishing. You can check the time logs on the last email that came around about the fishing tournament. It's exactly the same time I was up at Harmony when I put it up.
Did you go fishing?
We didn't go fishing. No, we went back to town straight after we got repaired. That was around the time Rue was still in jail at that time. I'm going to say after I put that tweet out, probably about 10 minutes after that, I actually got a call from Bolingbroke from Rue that she was awake and needed processing to get out because there was no DOC.
Great. So just to clarify, these tweets weren't you baiting BBMC on Twitter?
No. If I was going to be baiting someone, I would have obviously been staying in an area. If anything, that would be misdirection if someone's hunting for me. But no, it wasn't that for the fishing one.
What about the other one?
The other one I will say was me giving a bit of misdirection because we just heard that they were in the area. And at that stage, when I tweeted out, I wasn't in that area. So am I a little scared for my life that I've got a group of angry Australians with probably desert eagles hunting me? Definitely. Do I want them to be going to a place where I'm not? 100%. Now, if that means I should be off duty if I'm being hunted, I'm willing for that to, I guess, be the course of action. But if we went off duty for every threat we had from a gangster that they're going to shoot us, none of us would be on duty every day. I don't really want to.
Can you understand how, for a group of angry Australians, you posting a selfie of your location might be seen as baiting?
I can understand that.
Can you also see that that might be escalation or considered escalation, unneeded escalation from us?
With the dewest respect, sir, the gentleman said he was going to shoot me in the head and shoot on my chest. And they actively had a hunting party for me. I'm actually not sure how I could escalate the situation any further than them actively with a group of 5 to 6 of them going around stopping officers and basically trying to find me and shoot me.
I get that, but doing nothing would have been better. No tweets of my location would have been better. I'll be honest.
I understand that. In hindsight, I agree that is the mature. I'm going to say the word mature. The mature course of action and the right course of action in that situation. Should have I done it in the heat of the moment? Then no. Really understand where you're coming from that.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else I need to know before I try and deal with this?
Not that I'm aware of.
Barrick?
Not really. I mean, nothing that pertains to the actual situation itself. Everything else is just their kind of grievances with what Kaiba was charged with and like the raid itself.
I just want to point out I wasn't the processing officer for Rue or Kyber. I didn't decide the charges for either of them. So the uh, accessory to the financial institution, I believe they consulted Nova, who said to push it. I could be wrong on Nova, but they definitely consulted someone in a higher rank if it should have been felony obstruction or if it should have been the charge that was pushed on Kyber, because he assisted take Rue away from us arresting her when she was being wanted for that robbery. That's why they pushed that charge instead of felony obstruction. But that was Jana and Jigs who were doing the processing on that point.
Okay. All right. For now, just make sure you run it with somebody. Take the vest off too, and yeah, just take the vest off so you don't just look like a UPD for now. And ride with somebody. Yeah, go do that for now, Churro. I appreciate you having a chat. Don't leave Mission Row for now. I'm just gonna have a talk with the other two. Okay.
Hey, Fern. Appreciate it, sir.
All right. Okay. What we thinking here?
Like as far as his whole ordeal, like baiting them or like something else, like the situation as a whole.
Just everything. I need input.
As far as like if he was or wasn't baiting them, I think it's 100%. At least like I was on duty at the time, and the time frame that the tweets were out, it was the same time as like the hunting party was kind of around the Legion Square area, and then was witnessed like going up north, very like following that. So I think it's that part is pretty clear, at least to me. I don't know. He mentioned it at one point, like him and Edward's conversation, like being like back and forth and something like that. And what the details are of that, I can only imagine, because there's nothing wrong with being a hard ass, but at a certain point, you're just going to escalate things. And obviously, I can't tell what was said, but I pretty much talked to Edward after Edward talked to Turo, and I can tell that it was very central on Edward's mind that there was some kind of attitude that Turo had, or just something along those lines. Yeah.
Okay. Snow?
I don't know.
These situations are really tough because like you have so you have the group, for example, reacting the way they are, like BBMC, and then you have someone like Churro who is fairly blunt.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of
it's not black and white.
No, it's not. It's really not. I think so. There's a couple of things that could have gone better. There's this whole thing, right? So, first of all, doing something diplomatic like speaking to them beforehand is smart. What isn't smart, which I agreed with him on, is giving them time to set up. That's just fucking dumb.
Yeah.
So, going down there, maybe something like I don't know. It's easy to say in hindsight, but maybe having like a scouting party go 30 seconds ahead of the main convoy to say, we're coming in the next 30 seconds. Wanted to give you a heads up. It's not going to start, but we are coming in, and I wanted to give you a heads up before we get here with everything.
Yeah. I mean, even
giving
like
that little bit of heads up can go a long way for these guys. So there's that. But I do feel like this situation is, given everything else that we know, Richard, I think that it's just something that's been brewing for a while, and this is just kind of something to kind of top it off. So to speak. So yeah, I think it's just not necessarily. I don't think anything is really overtly wrong with the raid itself, other than the what Dark mentioned regarding the note of the delayed notice.
The notice, yeah.
But there are definitely some things that could have been done that were a little bit more diplomatic to keep officers safe. That's really the only real problem I'm having with the whole thing, really.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. I can't expect every like individual low ranking officer to be, you know, over dramatically respectful to a gang that kills cops all the time. I'm not going to expect that of anybody. By the sounds of it, like from what Edbert told me on the phone, he was asking why, Churro was rummaging through his garage, and Churro basically, this is Edbert saying, Churro said it's none of your business, essentially, which is kind of adds up with what he was saying, I think Churro probably would have said that they were executing a raid warrant, but then probably wouldn't have given any details, which I don't blame him for. I think, Snow, you're probably right. That's just being the boiling point and the lid's popping off. And Churro's been used as that point.
Unfortunately so. I don't think he's to blame for any of the other things at all that have gone on, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So I
though the baiting thing, I'm not impressed by. The delayed notice thing. If it's his first warrant, I get it. Also, that's checks and balances should have happened. I might give him a slap on the wrist with some strike points just to make sure we're not having any of those baiting stuff that could be escalating into whatever this is right now. So maybe 5 or 10 strike points, something little to just make sure, make sure everything's right, make sure you're not escalating, those two things. I just don't know how I'm going to deal with the BBMC at the minute.
Well, I think what we've already got planned is probably a good start, Richard, honestly.
With giving them a short heads up.
Well, but we don't need necessarily. I don't think we should even tell them. I don't think that's something we even need to speak to them about. I'm talking about like the district shit.
Oh, yeah, I can let them know. Yeah. I'll let. Yeah, I think I have to tell them that though. I'll be like, listen, I'm gonna get Jigs. I'm just gonna put Jigs somewhere else because it's causing more harm than good. And at the end of the day, I do want the district officers to have a decent relationship with the gangs in their district, so that it's not just derailing like this. And I don't think Jigs will have an issue with it. So yeah, let me handle that. Beric, I appreciate you helping out with this and filling in all the gaps and trying to keep things chill.
The only reason I got involved was because like the initial thing that I heard about it was that like some of Edbert's stuff was taken, which ended up not being the case, but it initially sparked my interest when I heard that, and when the raid wasn't even about him, because I wanted to make sure that none of his, that nothing was like illegally taken on our part to get us in hot water. And there was no like, seniority around or anything like that. So I just took it upon myself.
I appreciate that, Beric. Okay, but if you could just keep an eye on Churro for a bit, what is on duty. Either finding someone to ride with or ride with him, whatever it needs to be, just make sure he's not on his own, while I try and smooth things out with Edbert and BBMC.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate it, Beric.
Yeah, no problem.
Can you hurry up and get your flight set back, please, Barrett?
Yeah, listen, I agree.
I love Stick avoids me. I swear to God.
Nah, I don't think he does.
We're just around at different times.
I guarantee.
I
guarantee you're on the list.
I'm doing the same thing I did with the Lost MC. I'm going down. I need to pee and then I'm coming down. I'm going down to the. I'm going down to the Billabong. Might be a bad idea. I don't know. But they want respect, I'll give them respect. I don't know what to wear. I need to pee. Oh, God. I don't know what to wear, dude. Where's my brown jacket? Oh, here. One of these, maybe? Jean shorts and a mullet, dude. Alright, I'm back in a sec, chat. I need to pee. So don't go anywhere. I'm back in a sec. And then we'll go down. I'm back. Did I put land down under by accident? Oh my god, I did! That was on shuffle, I didn't even realise. Happy accident. I promise you guys it was an accident. Do I want this outfit? Should I wear blue? Should I wear like a blue jacket? Hold on. Isn't there like some new jackets? You could wear a blue suit. No, I think I'm gonna sit with the this one. I just don't like how when it's moving. I don't like the way it looks. Mr. Open. Why he not pick up? Please. And imagine that's imagine that's him down at Hayes.
Hey there.
Kaga.
That time?
No, hopefully you'll call me back.
Okay.
What's up?
Okay. Just to keep it brief anyway. But just to touch back on conversation we were having.
Oh yeah, go in.
About names. So I had a look at the roster, and I had to think about it, and I needed to get kind of some other opinions because for the past few weeks I've been coming around. Like I'll start my shift maybe 2 hours ago, and not really been around early. So one name that I forgot, and I actually, I completely agree with, that would actually be very good for it, would be Rodney, if you wanted it. Rodney Fuel.
Okay.
He's very good head on his shoulders. Keeps his accountability is very good, especially with cadets. I believe he's an FTO.
Yeah, he's an FTO.
Now. Yeah, so his accountability is very, very good. His standards are good. He holds, especially if he carried what he does with cadets on into normal patrol as well.
Yeah.
Be very good, I think. And then for a third name, I couldn't think of anybody new. But what I will say is, if Daisy wanted it, and she was surrounded with people, I guess fresh blood is probably, I don't know if it's the right way of putting it, but people who have like the bit between their teeth and haven't done it before and want to do it.
Yeah.
If that's something she was interested in, I think if she was surrounded by those people, there's sparks of what I see when she does when she's on duty that are like what I'd want to be around if I was a senior and building a department. Personally.
Okay. All right. No, I appreciate that. So you said Daisy and Rodney.
Daisy and Rodney, yeah.
Okay. And those are good. I like those ones.
Yeah, I think Daisy's one definitely need to talk about. Is it like if it's something that she's actually interested in? Because I know with senior, I think for shift 3 senior, activity is going to be quite a big factor because obviously it's a smaller department, and when those seniors aren't around, it could probably feel a little bit headless. And hopefully in a couple of weeks to a month, it won't be like that, because if you do this is all like hypotheticals anyway. Hopefully those 3 people have instilled the right kind of mindset into the officers to where they start taking initiative and start, if the seniors aren't around or they're on another call, that they start leading.
Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
No, I appreciate. Yeah, it makes 100% sense. I'll have a talk to Libby and just kind of see what we want to do and make sure that shift 3 is where we want it. But yeah, I appreciate the input, Tig, and thanks for bringing it to me.
Yeah, no worries. If you need anything else, just let me know. Any feedback or insight or anything like that into the shift.
Okay,
I'm happy
we'll
to
do.
get it. Right, I'll leave you to it.
Thanks, Tig. He's either dead or he's not awake anymore. Are they all dead? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? I'm fucking BBMC shopping right now.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Finley. I was trying to call Ed, but is he still around?
Nah, he went to bed. What's up?
Would you guys be okay with me coming down to have a chat with you?
Sure. At the Billy?
Yeah.
Give me a minute to get back down there. And I'll tell Ev, just you or?
Yeah, it'd just be me.
Yeah. Give me a minute to get back down to the Billy and I can have a chat with you. All right.
Okay. Just give me a call when you're there, all right?
All right, goodbye.
Bye. Yeah. I think they might go to sleep. Doc the new bass? Yeah, cool Doc's
Hey.
gonna
Hey, sorry.
Oh, hey Jackie. Listen, I'm gonna go down to the Billabong on my own.
Jesus. Jesus. Are you sure?
Listen, I figured if respect is what they want, then I might as well show them some. And I go on my own. And if they want to do anything, then that's on them. Then that's them escalating. At least it's not us escalating. If that happens, get the missiles, get anything. If they do anything, just blow them up.
Okay. Yes, sir, I can certainly do that. No problem. But
maybe
you're
not
not wrong.
missiles.
It might actually work.
I'm just gonna lay it all on the table. I'm not gonna back down or nothing. I'm just gonna be honest. The warrant's good. We get it. But we'll try and give you guys. We won't give you like a heads up, but when we're on the way, maybe we'll give you a call, and then I'll mention the jigs thing as well, and hopefully we can smooth things over, and not have anybody get shot.
Okay. I mean, okay. It gives me flashbacks to when you used to go up to Sandy, Richard.
Well, actually, I did this in Sandy too, and I went to the Lost on my own.
Okay. Wait, recently?
Yeah. When
wow.
What's her name? Oh, I can't remember what her name is. She was in hospital. Sasa. She was in hospital, and they were very angry that she was still cuffed to the bed.
I remember this.
And I went up there, and it was actually all right.
Okay. Well, I think you're doing the right thing. I do think it is bloody dangerous, but
that's my job now.
Yeah.
Okay, just send in the cavalry if anything happens.
I'm getting a fucking tank. If they do something to you, I'm gonna fucking level that shithole. I will level it.
I appreciate that, Jackie. I'll just
Anytime,
make sure nobody's coming down. I'll announce it on radio, but just make sure nobody's coming in and spoiling my ICU.
Okay. If you okay, just don't get darker, Richard. Okay.
Okay, I'll try. All right, thanks, Snow.
Yeah. Use a bard or something. See you in a bit.
Hey, Billy.
Yeah, I'm ready at the front of the Billy.
All right, I'll be down there in... Give me 3 minutes.
See you soon.
Right. Oh, it's raining too. Time to get serious. Dispatch 400, I'm going to be going down for a meeting at the Billabong with BBMC. Please, nobody come down there. This is going to be very tense and I don't want to die.
Don't worry, Doc. If they kill you, I'll revenge you.
Thanks, guys.
We got an ATM robbery at Burger Shop. We could use some 77s.
Honk. How am I supposed to see this bloody light? It should be fine. It should be fine. They're not gonna murder you and chop you up into little pieces and then dissolve you in acid. They wouldn't do that. No. It's not like your boss kidnapped their ex-leader and try to kill him and dump him in the ocean or anything. That didn't happen, right? They probably hold no grudges at all. Oh dear God. Hello, Finley. Just you.
Just me.
You haven't got anywhere in the rain, do you?
Can move under here.
Jesus Christ. Ugh. Okay.
You want a cigarette?
I don't smoke.
Oh, you mind?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna do it anyway, but just thought I'd ask, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. I think I've heard everything at this point. I spoke to Edbo, I spoke to Ghetto, I spoke to Churro, I've spoken to Snow as well about, he was given a complaint as well, about Jigs. So I think I've heard everything that's causing the issues at the minute. I haven't heard from you though. So have you got anything you want to say before I say my piece?
I mean, I talked to you on the day that we found out Jigs was our district officer, and he came down, and
yeah,
I think you'll see how, I guess what I thought would happen and has been happening.
Yeah, regarding that, I'll just get it out of the way. It seems that having Jigs down here in Vespucci is causing everybody more harm than good. And at the end of the day, to be transparent, when I'm assigning my officers to districts, I want them to at least have a decent relationship with any organizations in the area. Or groups in the area, and that doesn't sound like that's going to be a possibility between yourselves and Jigs. So that being said, I'm going to reassign Jigs, and I'm going to bring someone else down here instead of him for this shift. So just try not to worry too much about Jigs. I'm going to get him out of your head. In regards to the other stuff, like all the warrant thing, I'm not going to change my mind on that. I'm still going to obviously have my opinion that the warrant was good. I signed it. I explained this to Kyber on the phone. I don't know whether you've spoken to him or not. You know, if I'm the one signing it and a judge is signing it, obviously from a PD perspective, that warrant's good. So I'm not going to go over the legalities or anything like that. I said to Kyber, give it to a lawyer if you want. You know, that's what the system's there for.
I ain't here to argue legalities for you. You're way more learned and knowledgeable about that sort of shit than me. I'm just, you know, some ne'er-do-well.
So I think the problem arose when, basically what's happened is there's either an issue. Basically, when we want to raid somebody, we go to the courthouse, and there's a guy who knows where everybody's car's parked. All right, it's like the valet system. They all contact each other. They have records about where people park what cars, and essentially one of Rue's cars was parked here. And again, to be transparent, I think it was moved, even though the property was locked down. I don't think the garages are affected. So essentially, they came here, they searched Edbert's garage for where they believed one of Rue's cars to be, which they had the right to search. So Edbert has called Churro and asked why, and Churro told him there was a warrant being served. Now Edbert's pissed because he basically didn't get didn't get answers he wanted as to why his garage was searched, which is fine. Like, I get the concern. His house was searched?
Yes.
That's not what I've been told.
Well, it's what happened.
Okay, so which house was searched? And how do you know that Edbert's house was searched?
Because they were literally running inside of it.
Like, he saw them inside of his house?
It's not that hard to see.
Yeah, but explain what you saw. I need the details if I need to deal with it.
I don't know. I wasn't there. Ask Edbert. Genuinely, you gotta ask Edbert about that thing.
Edbert didn't mention them being inside of his house.
Oh, that's what I was under the impression that it was.
Yeah, I don't think that happened. Obviously, I'll catch up with Edbert, because if that did happen, then it's a violation. But I'm going to go off the assumption right now that didn't happen. Okay, what did happen was they went through his garage to look for the car. And they couldn't find it.
Right.
Right. So that happened. But either way, this is what I want to do. Obviously, you guys want to know when we're here. You want to know what we're doing, and then you just want. By the sounds of what Edward's saying, you guys just want a bit more respect from the PD. Is that accurate?
Just a smidge, just a minicrop, just a heads up that you're gonna be fucking around with the shit that we own.
So saying that, what we can do is, we might make this a policy for every game, but at least for now, if there's gonna be a raid down here, when we're on the way, we'll give you guys a heads up. Because obviously, you know, from an officer safety standpoint, you guys have shot us before. We're not going to give you 24 hours advance notice that we're going to come and kick down one of your doors. We're not going to do that. But when we're on the way, we'll do our best to give you guys a call so you know what's going on. Is that fair?
It's that, you know, relationship of good faith.
Yeah.
And from our side, there hasn't really been much upholding of that good faith at all. So you can see why there would be some resentment and anger.
Explain to me what you mean by good faith in that instance.
In that instance, you knowing that there is a group of violent, potentially armed individuals that are known to be incredibly territorial and protective of their homes, and not notifying them that you're going to come barging down, kicking down their doors, and driving right out the front at their front doorstep might incite a violent response. There's a good faith of keeping people safe, of, you know, acting appropriately in the situation.
Play devil's advocate, keeping people safe would just not be letting you guys know, coming in the middle of the night and leaving before you guys even knew we were here. That would be the safe option. So is it letting you guys know, or is it keeping people safe?
That seems like a bit of a straw man argument. Letting people know what you're doing and shit, information only helps people make the right decisions.
Communication, yeah, I get it. Listen, I get it. This is your guys' block. This is your guys' tough. You just want to know when people are rummaging around in it, and I get it. So that's what I'm saying. If we have a search warrant and we're going to be coming down, when we're coming down, we'll make sure that one of you guys know so you can communicate with the rest of them. Like I said, to be honest, we're not going to give you guys 24 hours to get your fucking sniper rifles and dig your trenches. But we are going to let you guys know when we're on the way down here. Now, if it's a really big, serious war, like you guys have fucking committed terrorism or something, I can't guarantee that. Because at that point, we need to play our cards right. Yes. And we need to be safe.
Yes.
Because obviously, when terrorism is happening and there's bombs and shit, we can't take any risks like that. But for the most part, we will give you guys a heads up.
Right. You know, I'd like to say that Alexandra, at the very least, has made an attempt to maintain the relations with us down here.
Good.
She's doing
That's good to hear.
I just wish it extended to everyone else. That was... look to her example, I guess.
Okay. Is there anybody else that you like that kind of has a good relationship with you guys?
Alexandra's the only real standout, but, you know, it's, she approaches us knowing we're down here, knowing we, like, this is our area, right? Like it or not, we're the local MC, right? We keep this shit on lock. We take care of problems down here so that you guys don't have to. Sky Faye is another example of someone that would, reach out to the club before, you know, doing anything down here that might cause a bit of a ruckus, you know, just so that we're aware and we don't get up in arms and flighty and reactionary, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like it or not, we're here to stay, and our continued relationship only benefits both parties, because all we ask for is just that little bit of respect, that little bit of communication, that acknowledgement that we're down here, and the shit we do down here is for us, right?
Yeah. I get it. This is why I'm here in the first place, because I don't want either side's getting hurt in any shape or form by actions of either party. Obviously, we get this is your turf and shit like that. We still got to work here, though. So, I mean, the stuff that was happening earlier today with the boost that was happening, can we hold off on that stuff? Because we got to arrest these people, man. It doesn't matter whether they're down here or they're not.
That's the thing. Never really had a problem with boosts or anything going off in the area. You get a call to come down and sort out a boost. Like I give a fuck. It's the disregard for us in particular when you come down here and sit around the corner from our block, just watching, waiting for something to happen. It's coming down with the intent to make an arrest. It's
I
genuinely just, you know, exercising your power over us in our area.
I mean, this is the thing. The simple way I'm running the districts is operate in your district, patrol in your district. If you see crime happening, you act on it. So as long as there's no crime happening, which it doesn't look like there isn't going to be an issue. But what I'm on about is when you guys came to that booth earlier and were ramming cops and stuff like that and telling us to leave. That can't be happening. But what I've gathered is that this is all pretty much a boiling point with the stuff with Jigs and then the stuff with the warrant and Gail Kyber's situation. You know, it's gone a bit far, and even I can attest to that. We want to take things down a notch on our side. That's why Jigs is, you know, moving elsewhere. So I hope that you guys can do the same and let us just work down here from now on.
Listen, I mean, how long have we been down here, Doc? And I'd like to say that most of the time, cops actually behave appropriately down here. And there haven't been that many issues with responses to things like boosts or
I agree.
other crimes in the area. So I'd like to think that that respect was established and that it can get back to that. And yeah, I think you're right in saying that there is a boiling point right now where I've got club members reaching their fucking limit because of the shit that certain individuals within your police department have been doing to them.
I get it.
So
I completely get it.
We are reactionary people, and we will react when we feel slighted.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Yeah, so...
Listen, when it comes to Jigs, he's been dealt with, he's been moved, he's been reassigned. When it comes to Churro, he's also been dealt with. He didn't go about it in the best manner that I would want from the UPD officers. He could have communicated better.
This is a private conversation.
You good, Kyber? He could have absolutely operated more respectfully and communicated better with you guys down here. He's going to know that. He's going to make sure that this ain't going to happen again. Edward mentioned his Twitter stuff. Listen, I ain't taking that shit neither. I don't want... Whatever he's saying, you know, he might have said to you guys it is. I don't know what it is. But I don't want officers escalating anything, and that obviously was seen to you guys
really
as...
goading us into a reaction, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm not impressed.
You can see that. You can see how a reactionary sort of people like ourselves might take to those sort of nudges against us.
Yeah, believe me, I know, and we realize that he's not going to be doing that in the future, to put it lightly. Anybody doing that kind of shit, we're not going to be putting up with. So, you know, apologies from us on his behalf.
Hey, it's okay. You know, we don't put up with it either, and I'm sure he'll find that out.
Philly, listen. If anything happens violent-wise to any officers, then all this talk is going to be for nothing. I signed the warrant, so you going after me too? Are you going after the judge? Because there's no point. There's no point in doing this, because then everything just gets thrown out the window. Because as soon as you start going after cops, then my job is to go after you. And I don't want to have to do that, because that's why I'm here right now. De-escalating shit.
Club's got to get its pound of flesh, Doc. That shit ain't gonna be taken lightly.
What shit? What exactly are you going for here? What are you getting revenge on? Is it the way he spoke to Edbot? Is it the warrant? What exactly is it?
Guess you're gonna have to talk to the parties affected for that information.
Finley, the fact that you didn't answer that concerns me. Because you've already said that you're reactionary people, and that's fine. But there's a time and place for violence, and this ain't it. You came to us yesterday, or whatever it was, to talk to Snow. That's being dealt with. Jigs is leaving. So you are coming to us with a problem. We are dealing with that problem, and we are giving solutions. And I'm trying to do that now. I'm giving you solutions, but you're not...
What's happening to Churro? What's happening to Churro? How's the PD dealing with that?
He's being punished. I haven't get a check. I've spoken to him. He'll be suspended.